So very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to one and all. And today we have one wonderful topic for discussion. And as a part of international executive education, and to encourage our researchers, and I would like to share here that we are bringing this kind of program, which will give you the opportunity to raise your fund, to understand the funding process, to understand the corporate leadership. The today topic of my discussion is strategy behind corporate leadership and startup funding. Here, Dr. Ritura Saikya, President from Eudoxia Research University, Newcastle, United States of America, Professor and Chairman, Eudoxia Research Center. I want to share here one beautiful slide, and here the leader, of course, Steve Jobs. I think that I should not give any introduction to the man of innovation. He is having the numbers of patent, and you know that the Apple and all other companies that he was the founder, co-founder of numbers of companies. Here, the point is that I wanted to share that if you want it, you can fly. Very important. You just have to trust you a lot. And this is true. That is, if you want to fly, you can definitely fly. If Wright brothers were not thinking about flying in the sky, then human cannot fly. That is, numbers of people, they have tried again and again, and thereafter, they have found out the way. And if you want to fly, you need to make your wings stronger. So I would like to request every startup, that is, you have to go with your strong wing, strong leader, being strong leader, prepare yourself and just start to fly and you see the result. You can fly with your strong arms. But now if you want to fly higher, this is another part I am now telling. If you want to fly higher, then you need your confidence also. Faith on yourself. Only wings will not allow you to fly higher. Numbers of birds are having their wing, but in only some of the birds can fly at the higher level. So now today we will have the discussion, and at the very beginning, I would like to share with you that corporate leadership. And you can see at the corner, that's maybe the leader, okay, sitting here and discussing with the people. And leader will always create the leader. There are three main domains, that is the entrepreneurship skill, management skill, and of course, the technical skill. The leader may not be the genius. He may not be the more qualified person. He may not be the expert of any one of this domain. Much more expertise he may not have it. But he knew that he can find out someone who is doing the best job as a team man. So in corporate world, it is very important to have a good team, as my former speaker already shared, and he was sharing about also our Professor Mendoza sir from Philippines, sharing about the corporate leaders. And already mentioned, so I will go in somewhat faster way in this slide, but I wanted to share here that make sure that you are understanding these three domains whenever you are starting your startup. First, that entrepreneurship skill you should have. That is inner discipline. You need to be disciplined yourself, because we are always pushing ourselves in non-comfort zone, discomfort zone, you can say. We are not being always in the comfort zone. We are pushing ourselves into the discomfort zone, and we are ready to take the challenges. So always entrepreneur minds are ready with that entrepreneurship skill. Ability to take the risk. Of course, you have to take the risk. I think that just a few minutes before, we are having one case study by our Professor Moral sir and Ritesh Agarwal, and giving the oil. And yeah, of course, the guy was taking the risk and showing that he can be successful. innovative in nature. You have to go with the innovation. That is some new idea, something new or something different you are doing, and change oriented. You have to be dynamic in nature. Don't stick to only one point. You have to open your eyes, you have to open your ears, you have to listen to others also, but take your own decision. Management skill must have planning, how you execute the work. Decision making is very important because the corporate leader always fails. See, if he is not successful because he was not able to take the right decision at the right time. This is very important. You have to understand, you have to take the right decision at the right time. And for this, most of the entrepreneurs are working with their subconscious mind also, engineering their subconscious mind, which will help them to take the right decision at the right moment. Right moment is also very important, because if you are not able to take the correct decision at the right moment, after that time, you cannot win the game. That is very important. Of course, motivating. You have made that in this kind of webinar, we are having the CEOs, VP, presidents, and today you have seen the VP. I am sharing here, Professor Manduza sir. While starting, he's starting with the motivation. Always, you can see that even the expert, we have seen our Professor Boral sir, we have seen our other guest of honor, Dr. Agita Rana madam. So everyone, whenever they are expert in that field, or they are the leaders, or they are entrepreneurs, one common skill is there, and that is the motivation. They always inspiring others, always inspiring others. They are always ready to share their knowledge. They are not like that, no, I will not teach you, I have learned it for last 10 years, why I will give you this knowledge in 10 minutes. You have to also do your work. It's not like that. Just imagine if our teachers are thinking in that way, we will face more and more problems. In my life also, I'm sharing that I have my mentors. They are very old people. They are from the different countries, and they are constantly giving the ideas. They are always inspiring, always they are explaining their own experience, and therefore I am not facing all those problems they have already faced in their journey. So this is very important to have your mentor, which will always give you the motivation. Okay, and whether you are the say founder, whether you are the corporate leader, okay, maybe you are working as a team member in a top organization, you are maybe the business partner or franchisee of any organization, you should go with this kind of skill. Marketing and finance are also very important. How you run the organization, if you are not understanding what is marketing, if you are not able to find out the gap, like in research paper, research gap, here you have to find out the area, untouched area, where no one entrepreneur made any innovation or work, and that will only work. So it is purely research, you need to understand. Technical skill, sometimes I want to share that you may manage with the others, but if you are having, I'm not saying that you have to be that expert, okay, but if you are having the technical skill, then it will definitely help your work. That is the operations, to develop the system, okay, to work with the CRM, to go with that research and development. If you know that how to use some software, how to develop some platform, you are having say website, if you know at least something about the websites, the plugins, that even the coding, maybe without coding also, WordPress, you know about this, then definitely it will be helpful for you. Of course, you have to hire the people for every domain, but you must go through each and everything so that whenever necessary, you will give them the highest support from your side as the leader. So my next slide, that's clearly explaining how to start a startup. This is very interesting question. I think that the most of our the young people, that those who are say teenagers and those who are in college, masters especially, are doing PhD, they are having the mind that I want to start. But how to start? Very that big question. So you have to first live in future. It is very important. You need to understand live in future. So how you can live in future? This is a bigger question that ahead of your time. You see the successful entrepreneur. You see Bill Gates. Yes, not having qualification, but he was understanding what will happen in future. He introduced the Windows. Now nowhere you will find out advertisement that he did not to give the advertisement. Please buy Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7. All of you are having the computer. You need to buy. You need to buy. That I want to share one that incident with the Steve Jobs. He was ready to launch his that's Apple phones. That is the touch screen. You know that he was the first person bringing the touch screen mobile phone. His every team member was sharing that they are having the opinion that you should not launch because it will be never been profitable. He was risk taker. He was taking the risk and he launched it. And you see the mind-blowing result of the touch screen mobile. Now I'm also using the touch screen mobile. I think that most of you have already left the keypad mobiles and now shifted towards the touch screen. That is, you have to live in future. You need to understand what is the demand in future. Don't work for only today or for 1 month or 2 months. Be the visionary one. Take the vision in your mind that how longer your startup will work, how you will scale up it, how you can make it globalize. Whether your startup having that capacity to be in most of the countries of the world. In case of our Eudoxia also, we are having now recognition as an from the central government of the India, not as an organization only. We are having the Startup India recognition also. That the wonderful startup in the research tech. So we are the first one to move into the research tech when all the people are working with the ed tech, that is the tutorial classes, online tutorial. We are never doing that. We are the first one moving towards the research tech. So in our platform, people are learning the software live demonstration, each and everything, and much more things. Even our cultivators are working with us. Even I'm sharing that someone is doing the PC culture. They are also connecting in India with the Eudoxia Research Center, how they can grow their business. That is, we are also addressing one problem. Eudoxia Research University, Newcastle, United States of America, never will have some common type of the programs and the courses. We will also go with that innovation, something new. Yes, it is. We know that we are taking the risk, but we are ready to go for it. We will do the innovations. Our university is only focusing on patent filing and the innovation. And this kind of in this category, we are the first. That in which university there will be course for patent filing. That is we are being. So we are working in a different way. Now you see that what is missing that I have already explained. It is clearly like that finding out the research gap. Something else missing. That whatever we are doing, whatever others are doing, but make sure that you have to find out where we are all not working. That is something untouched. What is your business area? But somewhere there's maybe some gap. You have to find out and try to fill it. Then you have to go with the writing down of your ideas. You need to write down your ideas and if possible, go for the make a prototype. That is if you are doing some software, if you are doing some, let's say device, if you are bringing some new type of vehicles, maybe car. You are imagining your car, that's it, you want to file the patent. Then please bring the prototype. Okay, prototype will help you to get the investment also. Show the prototype to 100 people. Yes, you should have the comments. Okay, they will give you the comment, maybe the positive, maybe negative, and make sure that you are ready to listen and rectify. If you find out, okay, he is criticizing but logical in nature, actually I should bring it, then do it in a right way. Now I think that you should have one team. I am explaining here. I'm going somewhat faster because of time. Then you should have the good co-founder. It is very important to have your good co-founder who is always faithful to you and the team. And they are also working as a co-founder only. Okay, and whenever you are having the prototype, that is first nurture the idea, find out the gap. then bring the prototype, what you are doing, and then go for execution. Okay, you need your co-founder, you need, now I have already explained the 3 domains. Management domain, of course, your general manager should take the leadership in management. If it is the operational, technical and operational, let's come. Okay, technical section, that is the CTO, and operational, COO, Chief Operating Officer. Okay, and all the directors, that is, if you are having the numbers of directors and your financial councils, then of course the managing director will take the leadership in that part, and this is very important and sensitive, yeah, of course, related with the money. And therefore we have seen that sometimes that most of the organization having the CMD, that is the same person is the chairman and MD, but in it is preferable to have the 2 person there. My suggestion, that is my thoughts, that's having one managing director and the chairman and the CEO, that one. And CEO will be the heart of the organization, which will pump and which will give the energy and which will always create the new innovation and dynamic in nature, every time ready to accept the changes in the society to overcome the obstacle. Some CEO will say like that, oh, this is COVID-19 pandemic, how I will grow. And some CEO will say, this is the best part, I will grow more and more. So you have to decide you are in which category. So I think that after that, we need to go for funding. Then you say launch, and here funding is the bootstrap funding. I will explain it also. And registering that this is actually, I'm showing here C Corp, it's from America and United States of America. In India, I'm saying that it may be the proprietorship, it may be the LLP, okay, limited liability, then it may be the OPC, one person company, it can be the private limited and the public limited. These are the different form in India, and say United States, it's having somewhat different S Corp, C Corp. In that way, we have to, and now the OPCs are also available and limited liability coming here. So now you can see that you have to understand that your follow-up part, getting users, and of course the growth. Of course the growth, that is, therefore you need one system. Now it is known as autopilot system. What is autopilot? That is whenever the pilot want to take the race, then he want to start another engine, and for some moment he can take the race in that. Now you see that if you are the founder or CEO, you cannot do each and everything. You have to bring one system to go with autopilot mode. That is your organization. Every section of your organization will work spontaneously, and without your presence also, they are capable of solving that problem in that particular section. For example, technical. Now you need the CTO who will work and develop the system with the monitoring system of the growth, and then your autopilot system will work. You need the COO, which will look into the operations of the organization in an autopilot mode. He or she will take care of all the operation. You need the general manager to manage all the management work of the organization. In that way only, you can develop the system, and it is the big challenge for you to have one good team with you. That is, the leaders should be the excellent one. Without good leader, you cannot grow yourself. It is not the one-man game. It's all about the teamwork, and therefore we are always giving it as a cooperation. That is cooperate. It's not the single word. Okay. Now let's move forward, and we have another part here. Okay. Now this is very interesting slide, and I think that you are all eagerly waiting for types of investors. That how you can get the money. This is again a very important question. That is how we can collect the money in an ethical manner. So first, say banks and financial institutions, you all know that. And whenever the people are starting, if they are having that good financial background, they are also taking money from the bank and financial institutions. Maybe the personal investors, they are having some connection with some people. Okay, then peer-to-peer lenders, yes, the lending of the money Now I'm audible. Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your that Professor Catalina sir helped me for that. Actually, some disturbance was there. So thank you very much. Now we can see here that one part I was explaining here about the seed investors. So seed investors are the people, those who will stand with you with your idea. That is, after bootstrap, we will go with the seed investor. And then you can move towards, say, you are taking fund from angel investor, okay? Or so many, I will show you that angel investor, you can go with angel investor. Then you can have the venture capital. Venture capital is always seeing that what is the return. It's a different level. That is, to get the venture capitalist into your loop, you need to show your performance. Definitely, you should have your own balance sheet. You have to share that what is your annual, turnover, and what is your income, what is your profit. It's and everything you have to show them. Then private equity investors are also very useful for young startup. I am sharing incubators and accelerators. These are the universities most of the time. These are the research organizations or maybe the government. Okay, maybe the government, because they want to give accelerate you. Incubators and the accelerators will accelerate you. They have seen, okay, these young 2-3 people are doing some good work and we want to encourage them. So in such cases, that the universities are opening. Nowadays, you can see that in United States, most of the universities are having their own incubation center, accelerator programs. In India also, I'm hearing in China, we know that they are having also. In India, we have seen that now from Ministry of Higher Education, that's most of our universities are bringing some proposals. Like that, we have seen recently that IIMs, most of the IIMs, they are having their incubation program, that accelerator program, and they are helping the young researcher for the entrepreneurs. Okay. Now, another part is that crowdfunding. This is very interesting that you can take a small amount of money from the different people. Crowdfunding, it may be sometimes donation. You can take that one also. Donation, that's you are going with the foundation and you are having trust like that. Crowdfunding, sometimes the reward crowdfunding, it's not in the form of money, but you will give the reward to the person because he invested small amount of money into your organization. Okay, government programs are now becoming popular. We can see that in India, Make in India. Okay, that's we are having, and so many startups are taking funding from the government. It's based on you. If you wanted to take the investment from the government, then also you can apply to the government, and government, even Niti Aayog, they are also having numbers of schemes for you if you wanted to go with the government project. And if I am sharing from outside that we are, say, government registered, MCO registered, we are having the Startup India registration, MSME registration, ISO, but we have never gone with the government funding. And in some cases, some entrepreneurs want to be the more and more independent in nature. So they are creating some models where they can get the money by themselves without taking it from the government. Even sometimes we can give the tax from our side to the government. So it is dependent upon you, how you want to move in this side. Then personal financing, I think that I need not to explain any one person. They can be connected with the organization and they can have the say preferential shares, sometimes equity share. And in these cases, personal financing, that preferential shares, they are always preferred. That if they are investing their money, they don't want to take the risk. That is not related with the profit and the loss of the organization. So in such cases, they will take some like 1%, 2%, 5% preferential share, and they will invest the money, and it's like that they will get the interest on their money or the output in their money, maybe double their money, like that they will come to the company. And in that case, they are having their certificate also, everything term, that term sheet is very the bigger, and the legal term sheet will be there, and definitely it will help the person also to grow their money, and the company also, if they are confident in their work, then definitely they will grow. Then purchase, say order financing, it is another part. That is purchase order you can take also through this. You can have the booking, you can take the money, Pre-sales is similar, but it may be the service sector. Okay. Then startup contest. Yeah, these are. I think that you have seen the Dragon's Den that is going on, and you can see that numbers of that contests are there, where you can go for pitch deck. Pitch means you are informing. Deck means you are giving the explanation. And we know that Dragon's Den, that United States. Now in India also, I think that numbers of programs are starting to give the investment to our young people. Okay, young people like Shark Tank India. Now we know that the Shark Tank United States was there. Now in India, in I think Sony already started that one. That Trank India. So we have to understand these are the opportunity in our hand, and entrepreneur fellowship. Some organizations are giving the fellowship, internship, and you can get that. I have explained that Shark Tank or these are the contests. But if you are going with some university, say intern or entrepreneur fellowship, then you can also apply for that one. And we are also having that provision. If you are having interest, you can definitely apply for this. Okay. Now you see that what are the different crowdfunding models? That is equity based, okay, for financial return, maybe that that monetary, okay, that maybe the reward based. You will give the reward. Crowdfunding, say lending based, you are taking the money and the donation. So what we have observed that most of the young startup also preferring this crowdfunding. They are not taking more risk, and if they are getting first donation, they are trying for to get the donation. They are showing some problem that yes, we are solving this very important problem, and people, those who want to give the donation, they can give us the donation. Then they are moving with that one, reward. Reward means they will give the commitment in the writing that if you give me this funding, you will get this reward. Okay, and small amount of money they are getting for as a capital for enhancing their capital. Then equity based also. So in case of the equity based that they are going with maybe the investors, and there will be term sheet in that case, and according to term sheet they will move forward. Okay, and lending based also, you know that the debts you can take from. Now you see that what are the legal identity. As whenever you are starting your company, that's if you are only students, say you wanted to start that one. So you have numbers of here. I have shown that particularly all types of company available in, especially in India. I am sharing. So in that case, you can go with that GST registration, and we do cover also that if you are not having that good investment with you, okay, to start your work. But whenever you wanted to go for the funding, then you should go with the private limited or the public limited. Okay, it may be the partnership also. Partnership, the 2 persons, 3 persons, they are working together. They are having their deal, and they are doing as an limited liability. That's you will not take the more the responsibility there. That's what we are saying that LLP, OPC also 1 person that he will be like sole proprietors, a similar kind. Section 8 companies are there like that, you know, that they will do for some social reason, like you can see Niti Aayog, they are coming under that one especially, and they will take the more funding. Okay, but if more funding means in the sense they are taking donations, etc. But here that if you want to raise your that funding, either you should be that in your private limited or public limited company. So if you are starting your organization, a startup, it's always preferable to go with the generally private limited, and you can later on form that initial public opening, and that's IPO launch, and you can make your shares common to all, the common share. You can make it as a public company later on also. So these are the legal identity. I'm sharing that whenever you wanted to go for starting your startup, you have the 2 options. Either you can start yourself or go with the established brand. If you are thinking for long run, you can take the business partner from any top organization. You can be the franchisee of any top organization or company, or you can start by your own. So if you want to move faster, then definitely you will be the franchisee or the business partner. And if you are having time, that is okay, I can spend another 15 years or 10 years, because it is not one day gap. It's not never. That's the biggest mate among the people, that most of the time some people are sharing like, okay, go and it's the 1 year. No, it's not like that. It's not 6 months and 1 year game. It's the long term. You have to keep your patience. So you can be with the part of the top organization, or you can raise your funding and you can bring your own company, and which will really solve the problem of the society. It will be really helpful for others. These are the legal identity I'm sharing here. Now you can understand the share part, that is the equity or preference share. Equity is very simple, that you are having, say, equity, you are giving that, say you are founder, having co-founder, you are having 50-50 percentage. Now you are taking the investment and you are taking like 50 crore for 10% of your organization. Now 50 crore you have taken as an investment and you are offering the equity share. Now equity share 10% they have taken. Okay, 10% you have already given to your investor, equity share. Now what is the remaining? That is the 90. Now both of your founders that getting 45-45. If you are with that like that 50-50%. Okay. Now equity shareholder they are being partner of your profit and loss. That is, if company that in annual, whenever we are annual giving the annual compliance is filling that to the ROC, okay, that register of companies, ROC, and you have to fill every year, okay, from your company, that you have to file. This is my balance sheet. This is that my part, we are getting this money. You have to give the GST. Like that for GST, it's 18%, but GST filling, etc., it's around that 2% you can add. I'm saying about the 18% GST, which is very common in nature. Some cases, it may be the 6% and 12% also, if you are in the manufacturing unit. Okay, say it is 18%, and whenever someone is buying any services or product, you are paying 18%, say 2% for other works, that's filling. 20%, then in the tax, annual tax, it's, if it is generally for company, it is more than 15 lakhs we are crossing, and therefore you have to pay the 30% another tax. So you can see like around 50% will be the taxation. And yeah, we have some opportunity to get some benefits, and I think that in later on I will share these things. Literally, most of the people are paying this kind of tax, around 50% of your income in India, I'm sharing. In US also, that's having the state tax and also the country. That's two part, but they are in initial stage that you can get the advantages of some of the their states. That's, we are in the Newcastle, Wilmington, we are having some low tax structure, and we are having the EIN number also. So in that way, you, whenever you are having the organization, you have to pay the tax. Now you see that this is tax part, and now the share, equity share, means they are becoming the part. If you are getting the profit, they will take the profit. After deduction of the tax, you can calculate the profit. Now from the profit, they will get their, say, 10% share, so 10% of profit in validity you are offering. Now the preferential share can be the convertible or non-convertible, okay, cumulative or non-cumulative shares. So if, say, company is giving the preference share, then in that case, yeah, the person is always being safe, that they are not having liability for the company. Means if the company is facing some loss, then the person, shareholder here, the preference shareholder, will not take any responsibility. Company may go for the loss, but if you giving the commitment, no, I will give you the 10% that interest per month. You are investing 1 crore, and for the 5 year that you are getting every year, okay, 10% of it. That now you see that if you have that return, that document, and you are having that commitment, then whether your company getting the profit or loss, literally you have to pay the amount to the preference share. So for new startup also, and even most of the investors are asking for preferential share, that's preference share. So now another point is that it may be sometimes convertible or non-convertible, And in case of convertible, they can be converted after a fixed term. You can after 5 years, 10 years, it's maximum 20 years maybe. So after say 10 years, it can be converted into the equities. Sometimes cumulative and non-cumulative also, say the company is not paying the amount in 1 year, the interest, that if it is cumulative, then it will be added in the next year. But if it is non-cumulative, preference share, the company was not paying for say 2019, and on 2020 they are only paying the interest of 20, not the 2019 also, but cumulative, then they are paying the 2019. Say they are facing some issues, they are not paying on 2019, but on 20 they are paying for 19 and 20 together. So these are about the share, because you need to understand you are taking the investment, how to start the startup. You have come to know about what are the legal identity I have already shared. And now I think that this are the stage, okay. So most viable product, that MVP stage. And you see that first, you need to understand that there are different level of your startup, and from bringing it from idea, okay, with the time axis, and to bring it to the machine, it's really challenging. It's really challenging. And you see that whenever you are having the idea, okay, bootstrap, you are taking the money from maybe your relative, you are taking it from some known person that they are investing their money, then your now idea is now you are bringing it to the prototype. Okay, prototype. In that case, say in this product is not touching the market, that is most viable product you have developed. So in this case, you can take the seed funding also. Seed funding means you are not having that product market, you are not having the annual revenue, still you are having one good prototype in your hand, most viable product, then you can take the seed funding. After taking the seed funding, you are now launching your startup, that's everything, you are selling your product, you are getting your money, you are now revenue, that is the profit making company. Now you are becoming the profit making company. You have fit your product into the market, and now you are growing. Okay, now you are growing. So at the first stage, whenever you are making the first profit, then generally series A round, we are going with the series A round. Then you have to understand the valuation, that how to go for the valuation. It is generally 5x time, that is the 5 times of your the profit. You can show that this is my valuation, I am having the annual revenue this much, that's say 1 crore once a year I am having. So now I'm making the valuation of the 5 year to my company. Okay, so the profit, based on profit, you can see. Then if you are having profit like 10 crore, then you can make that it's based on you, that from 5 times to 20 times. Then if it is profit is higher, then you can show that. Then say series A you have taken, now you want to grow your more and more valuation, then you can start the series B, series C, D, up to E, and then maturity level. And in the maturity level, we are going with like initial public offering, you can make it the public. So yeah, this is the description, and I am also sharing here that how you can go for the valuation and what is the valuation funding required generally. Okay, so you are having that validation of your MVP, that is the most viable product. Okay, then that is pre-seed, means the bootstrap, we are saying it as in that one. Okay, pre-seed, then seed level, then A, B, and C, D, that is we are going with C, D, then E, F, or IPO filling here, that okay. And you need to understand in this last maturity stage, you are having the more and the more that shares into the share market, and you are generating more revenue. Okay, in this stage. Now seed, series, ABC funding. So I have already explained this one. This is very simple to understand. That is one pre-seed level, that is with your idea, and that is we are saying as always bootstrap, and always you will be overwhelmed that whenever you are getting the money in your bootstrap, because you are having the idea and you are getting the money from some people, those who are believing on your work, and they are ready to support you with your money. And you have to give the pitch deck in front of them. You have to show the complete model, your complete idea to the investor. And then seed funding, that is you have at least prototype or something, it's a software you have developed, not commercially launched, but you have developed you have done the coding, it may be you have applied for the patent. Okay, these are the stages here. Then after your revenue generation, you can go for series A, B, C. Now the E, F also we have seen that funding series, and thereafter they are launching their initial public offering IPO. Coming towards my last slide here, I would like to share that your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of life by beliefs, and this is really true. That is, if someone is saying like that, I'm not being satisfied, these are the reason, don't take it always as a negative criticism. See their that back part, see the behind the screen of that, whether they are having the good ethics. If they are giving this comment with the good ethics to support you, to help you to grow your business, then find out why they are unhappy. Why they are unhappy? You have to go for customer acquisition. This is the main part of any startup or a business. That whenever you are having a startup or entrepreneurship in your mind, you are ready to bring the happiness to the people. You will bring the smile to the people. And this is always the motivation and the mission of any good organization, any good startup. And definitely, I think that this quotation of Bill Gates will help you all to find out the lacuna, to find out the drawback if you are not getting the success, to find out that where I have to develop myself. That is something you do not blame others. Try to find out the drawback if you are not getting the success. If you are getting the success, then try for scaling up of your startup. And in future, that's in upcoming webinars, we are going to have more and more discussion about the funding, everything. Today we are having, say in a nutshell like that, we are sharing everything. But in upcoming days, definitely in upcoming webinars, how you can become the most successful corporate leader, how you can get the more and more funding to your startup will be discussed in this platform. We will have more CEOs, presidents, that's VPs in this platform, and expert particularly working in this field with you to help. Thank you everyone for your support during my presentation.